Quiet down, guys. This is like a show.
All right, we're on.
Questions, be ready.
We're here, Dr. B. You there, Dr. B? We're here.
Oh, I'm here?
Yeah.
Oh, we're here?
We're here.
Oh.
Rude. It happened that fast.
Welcome, Werner Stars. Woo-woo! This is our first Werner Star Parent Hero Show. We are really here tonight to celebrate all of the hard work of our parents and all of the hard work of our teachers and what they do as our heroes and our students. We have some students we're celebrating tonight. This is a two-part series. Tonight is going to be the intro to how can parents be heroes in distance learning. And then the second part is going to be us celebrating our local hero, and how do we celebrate our Werner mathematicians? We are going to have some amazing prizes for them and say their names, and we can't wait. So, hello, Werner team. Hello. We have our lovely ladies. This is our first show, so we're really, really, really excited. I'm thinking I should be doing it. I know, right? So I'm going to do introductions. Of course, my name is Dr. Balagon. I am the principal, proud principal of the Werner Stars. I wanted to say the Galaxy of Great. And some stars are here with you tonight. Our first star is our vice principal, Miss Emily Dominguez. Say hi. And secondly, we have our very own TOSA, Miss Lori Rakovic in the building. And then we have here she has to make a grand entrance. We're making a grand entrance. Our very own strategist. Drum roll, please. Miss Marisha Robles. Everybody. No, I know. She wants to we have. Wait. We were able to get one of our very own, another amazing strategist who has worked with the district and the district for so long. We have Miss Vanessa McFarland.
Hi, everyone. Oh my gosh, it's so great to see you all.
And then, finally, last but not least, we have one of our very own fabulous firsties. She belongs to a dynamic team. And she is here today to share some tips with our parents. We have the one and only, one of the most lovely and open heart person that you can know, Miss Shannon Hayes Grandia.
I can't do all that fancy stuff. I
It's okay. You're fancy though.
I can't live up to the Marlisha and Vanessa in the world.
Okay, next time we're gonna have some intro music, and then this is the first one. So we are super excited about this. Tonight is all about our superstar parents. And what we wanted to do was provide a platform to where you guys can feel out there in Warnerland, our village, that we're here to help you. We're here to help you because not only are we educators and we take pride in the work we do and we love our Werner Stars, we're here to help you because we're parents too. Miss Grandia has her own students. She's going to be here talking and speaking, giving us tips on behalf of students with special needs. We have Miss Ruben. She's going to be speaking tonight on behalf of being a working parent with 2 students at home during distance learning. And then we have Ms. McFarland, who's going to be speaking tonight on behalf of a parent with a student who's in a primary grade, a little one. And so how are all of these students and parents coping with distance learning right now? Ms. Rakovic and Ms. Dominguez and I, we will be monitoring the discussion. Ms. Rakovic will be monitoring the chat. If you have any conversations that you would like to have us answer once we get to the question and answer section, we'd be glad then just type them in the chat, and Ms. Rakovic is going to let us know what the questions are. So with that, I am going to jump right in because we're on a tight schedule today. Jump right into our first round of questions. Ms. Dominguez, you want to take us away?
Sure, thank you. So they're all excited because they get to be the parent specialist. But I'm excited because I get to be Oprah. So,
Yeah.
today. It's a pleasure to see you all. So our first question, which I'm going to pose to Marlisha first, but I want answers from all of you because you all have different perspectives, is what is the number one tip or recommendation for parents during this episode of distance learning?
What a wonderful question, Ms. Dominguez. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to this esteemed panel. I'm just kidding. So I had to do that. But it's about, so my number one tip is coming, right? My number one thing that we have to do is laugh, because if you don't, you might want to cry. It's one of those things that you cannot control on a day-to-day basis, whether it's the internet, whether it's your child getting sick, whether it is a computer connection. I mean, the sky is the limit with the challenges that happen. You know, so from feeding your kids, making sure they wake up, and the more you kids you have, the more challenging it could be. So my number one thing sometimes is to just laugh. Make sure you're enjoying this journey that we're all on with your kids. And never are you going to get this much time, even if you are working like we are, to be with your kids, to be able to see with what your kids are doing on a day-to-day basis. Normally, they're gone for 6, 7, 8 hours a day. Then they come home and you're running and trying to check in. But now you might have some time to slow down, be able to be around them a little bit more, and be able to look in their eyes and see what's going on. So to me, I'm just trying, and again, I'm in this too. So in order to not cry sometimes because it gets challenging, I just remind myself to make sure I am laughing through this and enjoying these moments that I get to see my babies and my 3rd grader and my 6th grader. So laughter.
Thank you. And I can vouch, everyone, for she does keep us laughing. She is usually the sunshine. Dr. B and I are usually the ones that are stressed out, and she reminds me to laugh because otherwise I do want to cry. So it does feel better to let that go. Great answer. Thank you, Mrs. Rubin. Same question. Ms. McFarland, what is your number one tip or recommendation for getting us through this?
I would say my number one is to always remain positive. Even when you don't feel positive, say positive things. You might look at the internet and go, oh my gosh, it's not working. These programs don't work. Oh, that's a lot of work you have to do. How do they expect us to finish it all? Well, the thing is, you might have these things running through your brains, but the more your children hear this, the more they believe it themselves. And the last thing we want is for the children to feel like the internet's against them, the technology's against them, there's too much work. We've got to make sure that we are breathing positivity into them. They can't feel like it can't be done. So I think my number one tip, wake up every day with a positive outlook for what we are doing. And I know me, I crash and burn almost daily, and I have to start back over the next day. Every day is a fresh start, and I think that's the most important thing. And the more positive you can be about it, the better it is. Don't say things like, oh, that's too much work. Oh, how do they expect you to do that? It's got to be, you can do this. How can I help you? I would say that's my number one.
Thank you, Mr. Carlin. And I'm going to share with parents, like, that's personally hard for me to always be positive, especially in the positions that we're in, where we're here, we're hearing the frustrations of the teachers, we're hearing the frustrations of the parents, we have our own frustrations. So it is difficult, even for us, and nobody, not you parents, not us, not the teachers, nobody signed up for this. Our lives would all be a lot easier if we could just have the kiddos back and believe us, we want them back. But we are trying to make the best of it and work with what we have. Our district has faced a particularly difficult climb with the malware attack and everything. But it does show you that we can get through things, even though we're frustrated and we cry and we have our moments. But we got to get back, mostly for the kids, because it does teach the kids not to give up, and that is an important life lesson. So finally, Mrs. Grandia, what would you say is your number one tip or recommendation?
Man, those are tough to follow. So I think for me, and once again, I'm coming from a view of I have two children in special needs. So as much as the challenges are, I have a little bit different of a view as far as what I've done with my kids daily. And I kind of view, yes, we need to be positive, but we also need to do what works best for our family, and we have to show our kids that there's going to be tough days. But guess what? We overcome them, right? So we're going to have those obstacles. And no, we're not going to badmouth the teachers. And we're not going to badmouth the assignments. But there's days where, like, I'll go to my son who's 16-year-old autistic, severe behavior issues, and I'll just say, Jake, I'm tired today. Mommy's tired. Are you tired? And I'll validate how my kid's feeling, because he's feeling it. Our kids are feeling it. But you know what, kiddo? Even though we're tired, we're going to get through this because we need to do it. We're going to do it together, and then tomorrow will be a better day. So I think it's about working around your family. You know your child. You know your circumstance. You don't have to live up to anybody else's expectations. Your teachers are there to support you. Your teachers are there to help you get through those assignments. Your teachers want to see you on those Google Meets. I guarantee it's the highlight of my day, seeing those smiling faces. But you don't have to live up to so-and-so's expectations. You need to do what your child's expectations are, right? So you need to accomplish what you need to accomplish with your child. And it's okay as much as, and I agree, like my quote, if you see on my wall, is today is a good day to have a good day. Like every morning we wake up wanting to be positive. But I will admit, I let my son, and even his 16th behavior autistic tendencies, to validate their feelings as well. Because you need to validate your kids' feelings. And you need to let them know they're not alone in it, but we're going to get through this together. We're going to talk to your teacher. If there's an issue, we'll get through that together. And I'm here to support you no matter what throughout this.
Thank you, Mrs. Grandian. And we do need to let you know that we all are, sharing, like I said, those frustrations with you, and we are willing to do whatever we can. And we do understand when you have to close the computer and walk away and just.
Are they seeing my screen or just everyone?
My parents.
Okay, so I can pull stuff up and they don't see it.
You've done that.
No.
Because I hear all the time, I can't
You're fine.
anymore. And that's okay.
Unless I present, they can't see what
As
I'm
long as you communicate with the teacher, like, look, it's a rough day, we can't get it done today, we'll turn later, they're fine with it. And, because we all understand.
As Hank said,
I
you guys look
personally
grumpy.
don't have kids, I have
Maybe you
three
want to
kids,
mute
they're
your
running around, I hope they don't stop barking.
microphones over here while
And
you
I
talk.
honestly, I just want to congratulate and salute all of you guys. I don't know how you take care of yourselves and other little people and husbands and extended family through all this. I can barely take care of myself and keep myself positive and upbeat. So I am in awe of all of you parents out there and these teachers who are doing, they're working, they're taking care of their families, they're trying to stay safe. I applaud all of you. And it's amazing that we're doing that. So just know that if we all work together and we stay, communicating with each other, we're going to get through. Hopefully. We will. All right. Dr. B. Ready? We can't hear you.
Hi.
Oh, I can unmute myself. Okay. I didn't look. I was waiting for Joe to unmute me. I learned this. I want to give a shout out to our Instagram followers right now. We have Taylor7536 who joined, and Dig Tez joined, Vanessa 0505 joined, Yesenia 1897 joined, our Warner APAC joined, the mom with the fandoms joined, and Melissa Eileen 87 joined, and Jackie 3 joined, Lottie's joined, Crazy joined, Gabby joined, whoop whoop, Ara joined, Queen joined. We have people that are on our Instagram live supporting us, and as you see me talking, I know they had to mute me, but I was talking to them because we promised that we would be going Instagram live, so I had to go Instagram live. So all these folks are following us, and I'm trying to multitask as we go. But I'm not sure if we wanted to go to the presentation, or did Marlisha already kind of go through her 5 C's, or do we want to just jump right to the next question? We can do that too, because
I can pull that up right now, or we can go to the next question.
No, I can go. My question was basically, what do I do as a working parent? And you don't have to put the presentation up. I can just go through it.
Okay.
Okay, wait. We're gonna answer those in a second. I thought you had the 5 C's that you wanted to share. Okay, so okay, good. So then let's go ahead and jump into one. The other question was, and you guys kind of alluded to it already. How do you deal with challenges? And I know you guys basically said stay positive. You guys all gave great advice. What's one tip that you can give to help parents deal with internet challenges, or emotional challenges, or just kids don't want to be on the screen? They want to drop their screen and go play. How do you deal with that? You want to take that one first, Vanessa, then Marlisha, then Shannon?
Okay. So one thing I do is I know I should be trying to get my child to sit for extended periods of time and stare at the screen, because that's kind of his reality right now. But he's 6. He's a very active 6, and that's hard for him. One small thing that I've started doing is I keep a fidget nearby, and by fidget I mean a can of Play-Doh. He has a little wooden train that he'll just kind of roll back and forth on the table. I have some pipe cleaners, and I know we are encouraging our children not to bring toys with them to class, but I think at this age, when you have a very active child, and I don't know, since I'm not muted right now, you can probably hear him being a train in the background. It's one of my biggest tips. Give him something to play with. He's not making noise. He's not really distracted, and he's still focusing on the screen. I think that might be my biggest way to deal with a primary aged student. So kindergarten, first grade, maybe second grade, and getting them to sit and pay attention for extended periods. So that's my one tip in that area.
Okay. I would say that we have to remember that our kids are kids. So no matter what, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, they are still kids, and they are people. Okay, so if the internet's down, it's crashing, Google Classroom's crashing, know when to shut it down, stop for a moment, and then just reset. It's okay. The teachers understand, because I've seen it happen. They know how to stop. They log back in every single time, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times. Okay, unfortunately for our wonderful Werner teachers, they can't just stop and just turn it off. They keep trying and trying and trying. The same thing's true. Our kids are people. So what I do is I literally say, you know what? Let's shut it down. We can reset. I have a good communication with the girls' teachers, so I literally will send a message and just say, you know what? My baby's about to be in tears because we can't get back on. Because everybody's on right now for whatever reason. We have high-speed internet. We have the same thing. We powered the computer off. But in order to avoid extra frustration and tears, because again, this is already hard enough, I literally just say, let's shut down, and then let's just hit the reset. It normally takes about 10 minutes at the most, and they want to get back on. Because again, the teachers are engaging, they're fun. We have Miss Carpenter for one of our teachers, and so they're like, I want to get back on, I want to get back on. So that's it. I reboot my computer, I reboot the internet, and literally, so we just slow down, stop, reset. And if it doesn't work, which sometimes it's happened, we simply message the teacher and just let her know we'll be back on tomorrow. And the message is totally understand, make sure you complete the work, that type of thing. So keeping that open line of communication.
That's what I'm doing.
We clap after like every response in my class. So I'm like all day doing my clapping. And awesome. Like once again, try being last and following me maybe. And I would say for me, it's routine. And so like for me, once again, I have 2 special needs children. They're both in severe SDC. My 16-year-old actually goes to non-public for kids with severe disabilities. And so in his school, he's literally online. He teaches, but being a non-public, he's online from 9 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock every day, with lots of groups and like what's going on. But we needed to have a routine. We needed to have that expectation, and he needed to know at 9 o'clock I'm sending on my computer ready to go. And so for us, we do a visual schedule. So we create visual schedules for both of our boys for their schedules to follow. And they follow along with their visuals or Velcro. And once again, I would say that if that's a tool that would be beneficial for your child, talk to your child's teacher, because, we're here to support you, and whatever we can do to make this easier for you, we will. And I will tell you, that's our saving grace, because my son has to have consistency. As much as I'd love to say for him, like, oh, we're just going to take a half-hour break and step back. If we leave the computer, he's not coming back on without a physical battle. So we have to have that consistency of when that internet goes on, we sit there, we recruit, we know, and we have that expectation for him. And so that's been our saving grace since day one, is having that consistent routine and expectation. And we do it every single day. And my husband and I'm fortunate. My husband actually had to quit his job 2 years ago to help out with the boys because of their severity. And so I have that support, which is awesome, but we have to really work together, and we had to establish that from the day one. So I really, like, to me, having some kind of visual schedule, even if breaks are built in. So like even for my 13-year-old who's severe SDC, he has a visual, like his breakout visual. So he has choices for when he gets his 5-10-minute breaks. And he likes to obsess over handheld games. And we wanted to have a break from screen time. So we took that out of the mix, and we put puzzles and, board games and whiteboards and different things in his, so that he knows those are the things that he can take a break with, whether it's the Play-Doh or the putty or all the other good stuff that we can use. So I would say, once again, your child, the schedule you need to make. It doesn't mean your schedule has to be from, this time to this time every single day. You work out with your child what your schedule will be, and then you stick with it so they know the expectations. And I think that's, for me, with my 2, that's been our saving grace throughout this.
Go Shannon. Go Shannon. I want to throw in a little thing. I have in the back, I keep looking for the back because I have my other computer logged in to the actual YouTube so I can read the comments and stuff. And Mr. Jerome Torrance, thank you. He's telling us that we're awesome, that we do a great job. So thank you so much for that. And I just want to use that as a lead-in for parents. I hope this shows you that our teachers that are also parents and also dealing with it, and even if they're not, they're dealing with the frustration just like you are. So give them a little, you're doing okay. Because believe me, like when I hear that, it makes it like, okay, I can do it again tomorrow. Because a lot of times, we are just hearing that this doesn't work and it kicked me out. And that's hard because we're nurturers by nature. We want to fix it. And a lot of the stuff we can't fix. We can't fix the internet. And we wish we could, believe us, because it's kicking us out too. But, we all need that. Parents, you're doing an amazing job. We need to hear that too. So not me personally, but make sure you tell your teachers that they need to hear some kudos too. So if you have a second to just send them a thank you so much for all your hard work. Believe me, they are working harder now because a lot of them didn't grow up with the computer stuff, so it's all new to them. And so be kind, because they really are trying. I promise you them. I know because they call me to help them. So I'm live. Okay, so moving on. Dr. B. People are talking to her too.
It's hard. It's so hard. I'm live. I done yelled all in the Instagram. I muted myself on YouTube, but I didn't mute myself on Instagram, so they heard me say all kinds of things. Good thing I didn't go into mom mode. But and everything's cordial. So now we're into this last set of questions, and then we're gonna get into our heroes of the night. Our last set of questions. Miss McParland, did you want to go ahead and, well, actually, let me say this. Let me have Shannon start because she says it's always hard to follow the other ladies. So let me have Shannon bedazzle us with her answer, and then we'll have the other ladies follow up. So, Miss Hanks Grandia, please give us a tip on what we can do with students with special needs. And I know you talked about the visual schedule, you've talked about routines, you've talked to just give us one more tip to close us out the night with visual for, because this is part one. Our next session is part 2 on Thursday, and we're going to get into the specifics about the programs, the Wonders program, the Think Central, how to access AR, how to do things specifically on Thursday. But tonight is just overall getting to know you. And we want to know how you bounce back from challenges in dealing with students with special needs.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I shot myself in the foot with that comment. Before we did this, I asked my husband because, luckily, I'm fortunate that we're a true team when we're dealing with our boys, and I'm fortunate to have that support. And I said, what would your advice be? And he looked at me and he just said, patience. Because, you are the parent. You're not the teacher. And we all know our kids act very different at school when they're doing academics and goals, like everything's goals with my special needs boys. And it's different being the parent. You don't want to be the teacher. You want to be the parent. You want to be the nurturer, the lover. You want to be the comforter. When my son has a long day at school and he is just done and ready to escalate and lash out, I'm the mom. I get to come in and love on him and give him a break from it. And now all of a sudden that role has changed. Now we're standing over. I'm like, okay, no, bud, we got to get these goals done. And so he's struggling because all of a sudden the perception of my role as his parent is changed, right? And just like you as a parent, your role of what you're doing in the class. Yes, your teachers are teaching. They're giving you, but you are the ones you're the ones that are supporting them, making sure they accomplish them, especially if you're in the FCC world. You're working on those goals. You're working on giving them manipulative and doing it. So, it's patience and it's understanding. It's lots of deep breaths. And it's recognizing that this is hard for them too. So I know for my son, when we first went to this in March, we had a lot of escalation, a lot of really tough days because that role had changed. And he didn't want to do it at home because he's used to doing that at school. He's used to having a separation. And so we've really we worked out throughout the summer. We started the school year. We practiced a lot of patience. And the days we lose it, because we're going to lose it, there are going to be days where I'm going to snap and I'm going to be, just stop, we stop and we say, hey, Jake, sorry, I shouldn't have done that, kiddo. I needed to take a breath. Let's go ahead and reboot and get back on track. And so once again, it's letting them see your faults, but knowing that you'll recover and still support and love them. And accepting that this is just as hard for them as it is for us. And especially if they're having a little more trouble processing, understanding stuff. This is a ridiculously confusing time for them. And so it's acknowledging that and just working through it and doing what you can using those strategies that to support them. And just asking for help if you need it. Because once again, I rely heavily on my boys' teachers. I communicate with them daily. We have OT, we have speech, we have PT. I communicate with all of those people daily, asking for strategies and support. And so, especially in the realm, regular ed too. Once again, as a regular teacher, I'm here to support you however I can. But really, if you need help, you need support, ask. That's our job. That's what we're here for. And I'm doing the same thing with my boys' teachers.
Awesome. Thank you. So communicate, patience, woo-hoo. and still be the parent. Awesome. And take a break. Be willing to take a break. Do we have any questions in the chat, Miss Jenkins? Nope. Let us know if we do. Vanessa's going to go ahead and present her recommendations for teaching or learning at home, distance learning with a younger one, and then following that right on up, we're going to have Miss Marlisha close us out with what she does as a working mom to help with distance learning. Once we wrap that up, remember, if you have any questions, throw them in the chat. We'll have about a 5-minute window for you to ask questions. We're going to roll right into our local heroes, our mathematicians. We want you to know who the people are, so stay tuned. Don't click off. Hey! Okay, so go ahead, Vanessa, and kick us off with some final tips for working with younger children.
Okay, so here are my tips for working with the little one. The tips I give really are geared towards K1, 2, but you know your child more than I do sitting here. You have a 3rd, 4th, or 5th grader that could benefit from this. Please do it. So I'm not so sure that at 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, the teachers are sending home much in the way of packets and paperwork. I think a lot of it is pretty digital. But what I've found, so for our little ones that are struggling with the consumables, I should have grabbed one. So like the Your Turn books that the kids have to work with from Wonders and rip the pages out, or the Go Math consumable workbook where they rip the pages out. That can be tricky for kids, flipping back and forth. I went through, ripped out a chapter at a time, and I didn't get fancy. I had a folder laying around. I used construction paper to make tigers, and I just hole punched everything, and I pull the pages out he needs for the day, and I prep it for him. I know we need to teach them to find the resources themselves, but I feel like right now, at the beginning of 1st grade, we don't need that type of stress in our lives. I can do that one thing for him and make all of our lives easier. There's no ripping the pages out of the Your Turn book, because those pages are newsprint. It's thin. And if you don't have a binder, put it in a manila folder. Some sort of bin where the paper is already there out of the book, easy to reach and grab. That's my one tip. The next one is to get some sort of a bin or basket, keep it at the workstation with the supplies. So I have Tommy's fidget toys in here. I don't know if you can see it. I'm holding it up. All of his pens. I have gum. I know they're not allowed to chew gum in school, but we're at home right now. And he takes a piece of this, and he is just happy to sit and pay attention longer than he would without it. His crayons, stickers, sight word cards. But it makes it real easy that when I need to switch gears from crayons to pen to sight word cards, it's all right here. Routine. And I know we already kind of touched on that, but I know with my 1st grader, Mr. Tommy, he knows we wake up, we do breakfast, we water the garden, we go into our meet. After the meet, I don't make him do any more of the homework or the independent work. He needs a break. And that kind of leads me into my next tip, is frequent but timed breaks. I don't just say, oh, go play, and forget about him, because I have done this. And what happened was an hour and a half went by because I was working and went, oh my gosh, we didn't do any of your work. So now it's, Alexa, set a timer for 15 minutes. And she's going to talk to me right now because I just probably talked to her. But set a timer on your phone, whatever it is, and did I talk to your Alexa, Ms. Dominguez?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. But the routine, and when you can see your child is starting to get fidgety and moving, they're done. And I know this from teaching years of 1st grade. If I have all of my students on the carpet and I've been talking to them for 10 or 15 minutes and they're wiggling around, it's not their fault, it's mine. They need a change of scenery. At that age, they cannot sit in one place for very long. So I let him do one page. All right, get up. You have a 10-minute break. Go on. You can do whatever you want. No screen. We're coming back. So I think that helps. It is not worth it to push any child to do more work when they need a break, because all it's going to end up with is tears for them, aggravation for you. It's just absolutely not worth it. One more last tip that I have is incentives, rewards, and praise. And when I say that, I'm not talking about big things. I'm talking about, you know what? If we have a good attitude about everything today, you get your work done like you're supposed to, I'm going to give you 25 M&Ms and we're going to sit and watch a movie together. And then with that, the praise. A lot of times our instinct is to say, don't do that. Stop. How many times have I told you not to do, this, not to drop your pencil? Don't do this. But if we work with positive behavior, which is, if any of you parents have heard us talk about PBIS at school, you're going to get more when you focus on the positive and good things that your students are doing. So Thomas, in fact, I can show you. I have a Post-it note. It's simple. And I got cheap foil star stickers. And every time I see him doing something great, oh, you're paying attention to Mrs. Garcia so well, I give him a star. And each one of these stars equals 5 minutes of video game play at the end of the day. Simple. But I'm rewarding his positive behavior versus saying, stop it, don't do that. So I think that would be my final tip. Again, this would go for up to 5th grade. This isn't just for primary, but it has really helped with my little one. So that's enough of my voice. I hope that helps.
I'd really quick, Vanessa, because that was so brilliant. Reminding them daily that you're proud of them. Because our kids need that validation so much. And so as you're rewarding them and you're giving them all that positive feedback, trying to end each day with, I'm so proud of what you accomplished today. Because I guarantee you, if they go to bed with that, they'll wake up more positive. And that goes from whether you have a very young child, you have a child in severe SCC that doesn't understand much, they understand their parents being proud of them and those that loving them being proud of them. And that gives them more kind of motivation to wake up the next day and do it again.
And I want to piggyback on that. What was I going to say? Sorry, my son's playing the iPad in the background, and I wanted him to lower it. I said all those wonderful things, but it doesn't work perfectly in our household. Like I said previously, there are days where I crash and burn, but every day you start fresh with a positive outlook. I read an article that said the 4 most important times that you can be a positive influence in your child's life is the first 5 minutes they wake up in the morning, the 5 minutes before you drop them off at school, the 5 minutes you pick them up from school, and the 5 minutes before they go to bed. Your love and happiness shine brightest at those times. Those are the most important times for them. So, all right, I'm officially done.
Okay, and before Miss Rubin shares her findings, one of our parents in the chat is saying, Miss Marquisha Hall is saying, also being very specific with praise, and that's very true. So not just saying, good job. They need to know good job on sitting there for, and good job on holding your pencil the right way.
Yeah.
Good job on using your fingers. You're right, Paul. They need to know exactly what you're saying. Good job for. Because that only reinforces them to keep doing those things. Okay, and now Ms. Rubin has her 5 C's to share with us.
So I am okay. I have 2 daughters, so 3rd grade and 6th grade. And I work for Werner, so I am that working parent. I'm in there with you. I am working the 12 to 14-hour days. So I had to come, when Dr. B asked us to do this, I had to think, what can I help parents with that I'm doing every single day so that I don't cry, so that I don't jump, so that I don't scream? So I call it the 5 C's. I put them on my board, but to stay calm and collected so that you don't cry, okay? So I already went over the first one, which was calm, making sure that you laugh, making sure that you enjoy this journey with your kids every single day. The next one is connection, not just with your kids, also with your teacher. Because, again, the teacher could be a mother, a father, an uncle, a grandparent, going through the same thing too. So connecting with them is important, as well as taking time to connect with your kids. Because again, you're never going to get this, oh my God, you're never going to get this time again with them. So checking in to see how they are actually feeling, what they are feeling, and really validating those feelings, because they're going to have feelings during this time of frustration, of sadness, of happiness, of joy. So again, connecting with both your kid as well as your teacher. Compassion. We use this word a lot, grace. And I think it was one of the words on Facebook that people said they wanted to run over because we're so tired of hearing it. If I hear the word grace one more time, I'm going, but I don't know another word, so I call my third C is compassion. Compassion for our kids who are in this, compassion for moms, compassion for dads, compassion for grandparents, aunts, uncles, whoever is in that supporting village with you, helping you get through your day to day. It could be your colleague, your coworker. It could be the person that you just got groceries from with your mask on, who just simply smiled through their eyes. Because, we can't see smiles anymore through the mask. So now, they're smiling with their eyes, and you're just like, whew, I did it today. Today, I got groceries, So that compassion piece is important. Celebration. This is huge. So I'm going to tell us something today. I wasn't feeling great, so I had to take the day. And I didn't just take the day with me, I actually took it with my daughters. And today I celebrated with them. I actually got them lunch and we ate together. We always have lunch together, but it's kind of, when you're working, I've got 35 minutes, that's all I have. I gotta go, come on, keep going. The internet, so I slowed down for once today, and I called in, told both of my bosses, hey, I'm gonna take the full day. And I got a chance to celebrate them. I got a chance to talk with them. I got a chance to eat and actually chew and swallow, something we don't do as educators, as working parents. And it was really beautiful to be in the moment with them. So that celebration, whether big or small, like I think Markeisha said, be specific with your praise. So today I was like, I want to celebrate you guys because we haven't had a day off in a month and a half. I want to take you anywhere. And along with the 5 C's, we did Chick-fil-A. So again, the Ruthens love the C's for some reason. So I offered Cheesecake Factory, but they wanted Chick-fil-A. So we had Chick-fil-A, enjoyed ourselves, had a good time. And my last C is consistency. So routines, procedures, all of the things that you would normally do, keep them up. But make them, I have 2 very, very different daughters. So consistency with 3rd grader, Bailey, is different from my consistency with my 6th grader. Their times are different. They are very different individuals. So what their needs are, I make sure the routines match up with what they need from me. So one is 15 minutes of extra sleep. One is wake up, start music. One we don't talk to for a little bit of time because she needs a moment. But by the time they're going, it's a beautiful, blessed thing. And I say all this because I remind myself, and I want to remind the moms and dads who are superheroes right now, that everything we say to our kids, we want them to remember they are beautiful, they are the kindest, they are the smartest human beings on this planet. Because what we believe about them, and then what they believe about themselves, they will become. So I am embracing this every day. I'm literally trying every day to laugh, to have compassion, to have grace, to be consistent. And again, all of us are in this together. It's not the teachers, it's the admin, it's teachers, admin, everyone. So we're in this together. So those are my 5 C's. So you can stay calm, collected, and not cry.
Woo! So you can stay calm, collected, and not cry. Well, guys, it's 5:45. And it's a special time for us because we have, ever since the death of Black Panther and Chadwick Boseman, we understand what life is like to give under sacrifice. To still sacrifice yourself even though you're going through something. And we lost a hero. And I wanted the school to focus on what does it truly mean? We're going through this pandemic. We're going through this racial uprising. We're going through distance learning. How do we still find time to celebrate each other? And these are 5 heroes on the screen that you're looking at. Well, 6. I'm sorry, I can't count. There are 6 heroes on the screen right now. And we just want to take the time to appreciate them for the work that they do. Because even when you're going through something, you can still give to others. And so that was the theme, celebrating our heroes. And so we have several heroes that we're going to shout out tonight. I want to make sure that, in light of 9/11, firefighters, even though they have their families, all the frontliners that are experiencing this sacrifice that they're given to take care of loved ones and to take care of people still in the hospitals with COVID. This is a time for us to really be unselfish. And so we just want to shout out and celebrate here right now some people amongst us that are unselfish with their time. We're going to celebrate our mathematicians, our Werner Star mathematicians, and we want to really say that those are the kind of people that are true heroes. And so as we wait for our true hero to come on board, and we're going to celebrate our local heroes. We have our mathematician. No, that's right. No, the other one, Vanessa. Yes, Shannon Grandia. You are our Warner real life hero. Thank you.
He know?
He knew.
You guys are crazy.
I did not listen to what she said. Came in.
Thank you. I appreciate you because I was like, I'm waiting for him to come in and get off. So the flowers are coming, the flowers are. I'm like, no, I'm clean.
Thank you. You guys are crazy.
You are one of our true local heroes, and we appreciate the work that you do for our Werner Stars, our community, and the TSC family. You stay strong through it all. You smile through it all. When we brought MTSS to Warner so that people can understand that we need to appreciate how different our students are, you embraced it and ran with it. And you were there to say that our little people are valuable and they have different needs. It doesn't mean that we get to throw them away and they're important, even though you have your own students, your own children at home that you have to care for. So we want you to know that we appreciate you and we love you. And thank you.
Hi. Goodness gracious. That's great.
So you are our local hero. And everyone knew.
You guys are crazy. I was like, what do you want to do with the flowers?
Put in a date for you.
So now I'm going to do my work area.
I don't know if you guys noticed, these are some of the pictures that we're showing, but I heard a local podcast from Shannon a couple weeks ago, and I was so moved about her passion to help others and her passion to be strong and offer hope in life for families and for our community. So I just wanted to share that. I don't have a copy of the podcast to share with you, but I can if you want to see it. Ladies, you have anything else you'd like to contribute?
Yes, I do. When you're yeah. So I worked on a team with Ms. Grandia for years. She's always positive, always got a smile, and she's such an advocate for everyone. Yeah, we hear about her, talking about TSC, but she's an advocate for any child in need, any person in need, no matter what that need is. It's something that I look up to a lot. She speaks at, conventions or events for TSC. She goes and she visits Washington, D.C. You saw in one of those pictures, she was standing next to our possible Vice President Harris's sign in Washington, D.C. She goes and she fights to make a change to help people around her. And it's just such an awesome thing. And the biggest thing, and it's her word. It is her word, but it fits so well, and that's joy. And joy all in capital letters. Because that is what she exudes. It's what she brings.
Aww, that's so sweet. I'm gonna cry too.
I don't know. That's sweetie.
Amazing. If you know her, you will absolutely. I got a chance to meet her when I was a fourth grade teacher working in the first grade building, and I got to know her. And then anytime we pass, it's a smile thing. She has these sweaters that I think they say joy on them too. And I, where'd you get that sweater from? What are you doing? And sometimes, if you know a little bit more about her family, I feel. Sometimes I say, I had a rough night. And then I see her and she's smiling, and then we sit down and she'll tell me what happened, or one of her boys had a rough night and she was up, and I go, how dare I complain about my rough night when she's still showing up, she's still smiling, she's still having a positive attitude. And if you have been in her room, you'll know it is pristine, it is organized, it is thematic. It is switched. I mean, she's got her sight words here, her table is here, her organization here, so she's not missing a beat. And I know that she has a supportive team. Her husband is wonderful. Her children are wonderful. So she has that around her too. And I think that is part of what makes her wonderful. But she just never stops. And that's what's a blessing about her is it is one of those things as mothers that we say, let's put this cape on. She truly puts her cape on every single day as she's doing. She's rolling her eyes, but it's true. I mean, and the wonderful thing about Werner is there are so many mothers that are just like her, putting their capes on every single day. So many teachers saying, we are in this together. We have got this. And it's about that right attitude. And with her, she's got that right attitude, that attitude of joy, that attitude of, I absolutely can do this. I'm in there with you. And so anyone who's had her the kids have had her as a teacher, they know that. They'll shout out, I love Miss Brandy, I love Miss Brandy. Because she truly does embody that word joy, like Vanessa said, capital Joy, exclamation. So we love you, Shannon.
We do love you. And Emily, we gotta announce our mathematician.
Yeah, you gotta move on.
Yeah. And even though you don't like to be in the spot, you're still our first hero.
I have a song for Shannon. Vanessa. The song.
Oh, it's right. Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I can totally make one up right now.
We have to celebrate our baby. So these are some of this. These are experiments. Even though we're doing all this in distance learning, our students have still found the time to be amazing mathematicians. And we have 7 of them that we're going to be talking about and celebrating tonight. We have a light experiment. These are all science experiment kits that you can do at home. We have chemistry. We have inventions. Shannon left. She gotta go cry. Oh, there's Shannon. And we have a survival science kit. We have some sensory science. There she is. I was just saying, Shannon left. She gotta go cry. Mystery matters. We have squishy brains. These are all cool science things. We have people who are gross scientists who like to do things that's gross. And we finally have the ultimate secret formula that has 40 science experiments in it. We want our kids to be doing science. One is a school about greatness and really, really maximizing student potential, excellence. And so let's go ahead and celebrate. Guys, make sure that if you're watching that you are typing in the chat. Congratulations to all of these wonderful Werner Star heroes who have done well in spite of our circumstances right now. So go ahead, Vanessa. Let's go ahead and put their names and faces on the screen. Our first celebrant, our top mathematician. Our first celebrant is Zariah Neal. Zariah is a first grader in Ms. Hayes' class, and she has done a great job with her math, and we're excited for her. Next we have Alexa Mendoza, who is a first grade student in Miss Grandia's class, which is awesome. And then we have Caleb Carlos Chena, who is also a first grader in Miss Grandia's class. So you see, Miss Grandia is also an amazing, amazing, amazing teacher. She has an amazing team. They call themselves the Fabulous First Team. You need to go meet them if you haven't met yet. But these are all our first graders who've done amazing. Then we move on to second and third grade. We have Mia Gonzalez, second grade from Miss Gonzalez's class. Woo! And then next we have Hanafi Adogiwari. Adogiwari. Yes, I had to make sure I said that right. Yay, Hanafi in the building. And you guys can come and pick up these these science kits tomorrow. I'll have them at work tomorrow so you can pick them up. He's a third grader in Miss Marshall's class. We're so proud of you, Hanafi. Next we have Violet Zuniga. Good job, Violet. Done amazing in Mr. News class. Great things are happening in Mr. News class because I believe our next mathematician is Caleb Smith, who's also in Mr. News class. Woo woo! Congratulations, Caleb. We are so proud of you reaching your fullest potential and your celestial potential here at Warner and doing well in math. And we're very, very proud of you. So with that, yay! We'll see you guys on Thursday. We're going to talk very specifically about our Wonders program. Very specifically, we have Miss McFarland and Miss Rubin. They put together a PowerPoint and they put together some slides. Also with the help of our ITA, Miss Rosina Chavarine, she's put together some tips on technology. And so parents, these are ways that you can dive into the program and it'll be live. So you can type in questions in the chat. If you need any help when we're going through this presentation, these ladies and us, we will be there as well. Miss Dominguez and Miss Rakovic and I will be there to assist. But they are there to really present to you how to access these programs. So that will be on Thursday. We're just very thankful. We're doing both Remind and Class Dojo. My preference is Class Dojo. So if you can make sure you get your Class Dojo accounts up and running, we'd appreciate it. And make sure you tune into Instagram if you're not already on Instagram at Werner Stars. Or if you're here tonight, our Warner headquarters is our YouTube channel. We appreciate all of that. Do we have any questions in the chat or anything? Any final words, Ms. Dominguez, Ms. Rakovic, Ms. Jenkins? You've been quiet the whole time.
Thank you to everyone for joining us and all of your positivity in the chat. I can tell you, me personally, and I can speak for Mrs. Rubin, we don't like being on camera, so this is new for us. But we did it because we wanted to share this with you, and this is our world now, right? So we appreciate you all being here. We hope to see you Thursday, and congratulations to you guys, and most importantly to our kiddos, because I mean, if us as adults are struggling through this on days, I can't imagine what those little ones are going through. So believe us, kiddos, we can't wait to see you, and we do get excited to see you on camera. We do get excited when, a teacher actually will text me and say, I had perfect attendance today, which sounds really strange for a virtual thing, but we get so excited and we all jump in and we all want to see. So, it takes all of us to make the best of this situation, but please know that we are doing everything we can. We are there if you need us. Reach out, email, come in the office. Someone's always there, and we'll do our best to get you back on track to get you what you need.
Awesome. Thank you guys and congratulations. It does take a village, and this is the Warner Village. Our village has been extended to this outer space, celestial space, because we don't know the journey we're on right now with distance learning, but we're doing the best we can, like Ms. Dominguez said. And we're very proud of our heroes, our local hero, Miss Grandia, as well as our 7 mathematicians who have done amazing despite it all. So until next time, Warner Stars, I almost feel like saying we're Warner Stars and we know who we are. Oh, I'm missing that song every morning. But anyway, good job, Miss Dominguez, for not wanting to come up here. Good job, Miss Rubin, for not. I can't tell that you guys weren't natural clock solos. I just got to sit down. Good job. Thank you, Vanessa, and thank you, Miss Rakovic. Thank you, a special shout out. I want to end on this note. Mr. McParland, Joe, we thank you as a parent who is helping us throughout this time. There he is. And Mr. Joe does this work for a living, and he has dedicated his time and effort to help us here at Warner to make sure we stay connected with our kids because that's important to him. And we just want to make sure we thank him, send him some love in the chat, and thank him for organizing all of this and making sure we're able to go live on YouTube and still communicate with our parents and do trainings for our parents. Thank you, Mr. McFarland. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome. Thank
We
you.
love you and we thank you. And with that, it's 6:01. Have a great evening, Werner Stars.
Thank you.
Woo-woo.